Okay, good morning once, good morning twice, good morning enough times to get things right. This is part 3 of our special 3-shot in the World Breakers campaign as we explore the potential fall of Craghammer. One Harry Dresden, former NPC and archmage friend of the Ugai, has been tasked with saving Craghammer from the collapse of its 3 colossal lakes that would potentially flood out the entirety of the city. Harry Dresden, played by Armani, has made great strides so far. He had 12 hours to save the day. Throughout 11 and a half hours, he has managed to secure the safety of 63% of the population. He's had to cut a few deals, make a few promises, and scare a few people with the aid of summoned demons. But the saving count is still in his favor. We are down to the final showdown. He has done what he can to soften the blow of any potential flood. And now he's at the final piece to ensure that the great mass of water does not fall upon the city proper. He has used the wish spell to make a copy duplicate of himself. He has enlisted his half-brother Thomas, and he has sought the aid of a goddess, being sent a planetar to help him in his fight. He finds himself aligned against a undead druid who was allowed to starve in his basement. 2 other druids and 2 octocongs. The dual Dresdens have spread out, as has Thomas and the planetar. All that's left is to roll the dice and see how things lie. Questions, comments, concerns, or reminders, Manny?
Don't think so.
All right. In that case, we'll roll initiative for your 2 Dresden separately. And I've rolled everyone else already.
Okay. Initiative. First one, 4. And the copy, 9.
Amazing.
Jesus.
Okay, so the Dresden is not so fast on their feet. They are at the bottom of the turn order.
Nice.
But the druids do not know you are here.
Okay.
As of yet, you've not made your presence known. But let me. As you arrive, they are working some magics on this crystal stone here. In actuality, it is red, but I can't change the colors on this. But the red stone is pulsing, seeming to be building energy. You are aware from Bob that most likely the plan is to shoot a blast of Arcane's Bane up to the ocean ceiling and disrupting it to a large enough degree that it collapses the entire grid.
Gotcha.
So it seems that this is building to that conclusion.
Could you pop the map up?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be one step closer to activating each round.
Okay.
Thomas is first up. Let's see. You all have a... I guess technically you'd have a surprise round. Let me... roll stealth for the Dresdens. I rolled for Thomas and the Planetar, who are pretty high.
Okay. Stealth. So the copy. 4. Very stealthy, this Dresden. And Dresden himself. 11.
Okay.
All right. 10 is my highest dice roll so far.
Well, luckily you guys flanked pretty wide. The Planetar is fine. Thomas is fine. So Thomas is going to begin by trying to get the Octokongs out of the middle pit.
Okay.
Thomas will pop up on a rooftop, his crossbow drawn, and take 2 shots at the... Well, he'll take 2 shots at one of the Octokongs and 1 shot at the second one.
Okay.
First one's gonna miss. 19, that'll hit. And the third, 14 plus stuff, that'll hit too. Okay. That is 3d6 of damage. Seven to the first and 12 to the second. As Thomas yells, "Hey, Octokongs! Remember me?" And he will run and leap from this rooftop over to the next.
All right.
And try to bait them into chasing him and pulling them off the field a bit. Let's see, 20, 30. We'll put him there. And the Octokongs are actually up next, so that's gonna work.
Perfect.
As the Octokongs just let out a roar and peel off. Being Octokongs, they're able to use their tentacles to climb vertical surfaces.
Not nightmarish at all.
Yeah, so movement and action gets him up to Thomas, but he can't do anything from there.
Okay, nice.
Both Octokongs will go on the same turn because they are a unit.
Yes.
The second Octokong will tear off as well. It's only able to get about right here as it makes moves to try to flank Thomas.
Okay.
And Bira is looking around, not quite sure where the Octokongs tore off to or where the arrows came from. Since she was not hit, she's not going to. Her and the other druids won't have a turn right now for the first round.
Okay.
The Planetar let's see. The Planetar will swoop in. And is going to take a swing at the undead Ambira.
Ooh, nice.
Not a fan of the undead.
Got some radiant. Hopefully, could put her down quickly.
That's a 2. That's not going to hit anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, 4. Oh, that might hit.
What do they got? Like a plus 12?
Yeah, they do. 14's not going to hit. Oh, 16. No, 16 does hit. Okay, 16 hits.
Okay. say Harry's gonna be pretty pissed if he paid this high price and got some bench warmers.
Okay. 17 points of damage on the first hit. Where did I put that d20? Okay. And for the third hit, a 2. That's going to miss.
Wow.
And that will be the end of the Planetar's turn. And Harry would notice that, and the Planetar looks a little confused too. It does not seem that the radiant damage did what it usually does against the undead that are necrotically summoned or powered. Whatever has raised her is not necrotic in nature. Harry 2 is up first.
Yeah. Well, so the two Harrys are going to say air.
Okay.
We want to get to right about the 120-foot range. They're not all the way straight up 120 feet. Probably maybe like 80 feet up.
Okay.
And then not completely over the middle. Still kind of hovering over some of the rooftops. That way, if we do fall, we'll hit one of the rooftops, not land.
Okay.
In the middle with them. And we're going to test out, see how tough they are to hit. He is just going to throw down a Scorching Ray. And we're going to try to do one beam on each of them.
Okay. So there's Druid 1, Druid 2, and Ambira. So we'll do it in that order if that's fine.
Yeah. Alright, so first, Druid 1, that is a just 7 of the dice for 18 to hit on Druid 1.
18 will hit.
Alright. That is 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Druid number 2. Oh, fuck. And that one, there's 12.
Oh, that'll miss.
Alright. And third bolt. That's 27.
27 will hit. That one's aimed at Ambira.
Oh, a grand total of 4 points of fire damage.
Every little bit counts.
Alright, so we didn't find out a whole lot, but we got some information. And then, if he has any movement left, he's going to fly back about 20 to 30 feet out. We'll say 20 feet out of that 120-foot range. I feel like the high-level casters, they would know that that's about the range of most spells.
Yeah. Okay, so
like staying out of that.
Not a problem. We'll back you up about 20.
Okay.
And so the intent is to kind of be 120 feet away from the nearest caster?
Yes.
All right, we'll back you up a little bit more so you're... I'll put you... So you keep line of sight and put you a little higher. And I'll put you about 120 away.
Oh, and before they started attacking, both the Harrys were supposed to haste themselves.
Oh, they both have haste? Okay.
Yes.
Woo-wee. All right.
So then, for his hasted action, don't think he's actually in range to do much with his action. We're more looking for the extra movement this time.
Okay.
In the early game, this is what's going to allow him to really stay out of range and then come into range when it's his turn, stay back out. But yeah. So I guess that will be it for Harry 2.
Okay, this brings us to Harry 1.
All right. Harry 1 has a couple of ideas, but curious about the undead, non-undead, and being druids. He is going to see what happens if he throws a blight at her. We see how close he is. I think that might be a little closer.
Okay.
Yeah, blight is 30 feet. So he is going to have to come within
That's
30 feet.
where is she?
This is where the extra movement's going to come in fucking big time.
Okay, 30 feet. Okay, it's just about right there. It's not too far.
Okay.
Although the crystal is in the way of your line of sight to her. So you'd have to either go up quite a bit or come further in and around.
I guess whichever's going to eat up the least amount of movement.
Up.
If
You can
they're
go up
both-
another 15
Okay.
and then have sight.
Alright, perfect. Okay, is she the only one within 30 feet there?
At that point, all three would be.
Okay, perfect. Alright, well then, if I'm coming in this close, I'm going to do this a lot. The light only targets one creature, so I'm going to twin this and hit her and the one next to her.
Okay, well, it'll be the one over here because the stone's in the way. So you can get
Okay.
Druid 1
No, I
and
got you.
Bira.
Perfect. This is a cons to save from them.
Oh, concepts.
DC 19.
15 on the dice for Ambira. Let's see. No, she does not make hers.
Okay.
And let's check the druid. No, the druid does not make theirs.
Right. Perfect. So then that is 52 points of necrotic.
Ooh.
And 5 sorcery points down.
Okay.
Did the necrotic at least go through?
Yes, the necrotic damage worked. So she's
Okay,
not
so
immune
that's
to
fine.
necrotic. She's just not
Okay, perfect.
affected. She doesn't take extra radiant.
Okay, cool. Alright, then with any movement he has left, if he needs to use his hasted actions to dash, he would like to get, he probably can't get all the way out of range, but if there's a corner or some way that he can break line of sight.
You've used 40 feet so far.
Okay. Which, that is
So that would have cut you into the haste anyways, I think.
yeah,
Let's see.
So yeah, so I would only have 20 feet left.
Okay, you can cut back around the corner.
That's perfect.
Okay, this
Yeah.
brings us back to the top of the round. Let me roll a D something. Hold on. There is a pulse from the crystal that pulses 20 feet, and you see for a moment just this radius And the Planetar for a moment kind of falls to the ground and starts floating, looking a bit confused as the radius pulls back in and the Planetar goes back aloft. Okay. Back to the Druid. This Druid is going to
Yeah, this is kind of weak.
the Druid will throw up a wall of thorns around them.
Multiple, right?
Hmm?
How high does that go?
Not incredibly. It only goes. She's doing diameter, so it only goes 20 feet high.
Okay.
I guess I'm saying only 20 feet's pretty high, but.
Yeah.
We're gonna answer that.
Okay. So the wall of thorns is up. And it's going to aim it so that the Planetar is on the edge of it to start its turn.
Okay.
Let me edit that, slide it over some.
What?
That will be the Druid's turn. Next up is Thomas. Thomas is going to... He'll disengage and continue to run. As he keeps moving through the rooftops. Which brings us immediately to the Octagons. Alright, movement and action as I continue this slow speed car chase. Okay. The chase continues.
Nice.
And Bira. Okay. And Bira on her turn. She is going to start by she will stand up and she's going to begin shooting wildfire at this Planetar. Let me double check the Planetar's AC.
Time to earn this meal ticket, Planetar.
The first one's going to hit. The second one will miss. She has a third attack. Second attack will hit. So two of the three will hit.
Okay.
That's going to be between the two of them 12d6.
Damn.
plus 10. 55 points of damage.
Yeah, dang.
And let me see if this thing can be.
Oh, is he on fire?
He's blind. I don't think the Planetar can not be blind. Let's see.
Yeah, is he probably?
He has
Probably
true
has
sight.
true sight.
I don't think that means you can't be blinded. You just have access to all the abilities to see when you can see. Yeah, true sight doesn't stop you from being blinded. You can just see everything when you can see. So you can see all kind of darkness, invisibility, see through any illusion, see through any transformation, and see into the ethereal plane. So yeah, the Planetar is blind until the start of the Druid's next turn.
Okay.
Alright. Planetar has a nonsense amount of hit points, so it's not hurting on that front. And Beera is going to move away from the Planetar, though.
Fuck.
And we'll put this pillar in between herself and where you ran off. One of the dresses ran to. Druid 2. They will. Do. Okay, she is going to throw. She's a melee fighter. Give me 1 second. Too many abilities. Okay, she is going to look over at Fly Dresden, who is way too far away for her to hit. And instead will continue pounding on the Planetar.
Holy meat shield.
Pretty much at this point. I mean, not
We
much
need
else.
somebody to take the attention and the aggro.
It's working great. So yeah, she'll just hop up and run over
Stop it.
to the Planetar, forming a scythe with ice, and begin swinging the scythe at the Planetar.
That's what's sick.
First attack will hit. Second attack will miss. And that is 3d6 plus 2. So 8 points of damage. This brings us to the Planetar, who starts his turn in the Wall of Thorns. So that is... it needed to make one when the attack first started, too. So I'll make 2 dex saves. So let me make these tech saves for the Planetar.
Interesting. What is the dex of a Planetar?
20.
Oh,
It
okay.
adds +5 to this, but it's going to fail the first one.
Okay.
So when it first appeared, it would take damage, and it's going to fail the second one.
Yeah. This
Oh
guy
my
sucks.
goodness. He just got called up last minute. What? Go where? Harry who? Yeah, man, whatever. So
Clearly partied last night.
Clearly. He had no idea he had a job to do there. 45 points of damage again. Okay. I'm counting down their damage backwards. Let me fix this really quick. Okay. Alright. So it is the Planetar's turn. On its turn, it is going to take 3 melee attacks against these druids that are harassing it. First one will hit. Second one will hit. Third one I think will be, yeah, that'll hit. So that this druid hasn't taken any damage yet, so we'll see what we get. 1, 2. So that's, oh, they may kill this druid. 24, 26, and 26. That's a lot of damage. Alright, 76 points of damage. The druid is still up. Yeah, he's got some power on him. But she's a little stocky. That's the end of the Planetar's turn. The Planetar is going to move away from the wall of thorns. And this brings us up to Flying Harry.
Okay.
Harry 2.
All right. So we have a total of 80 feet of movement. So we're gonna come. He's gonna come down to that roof. If he can make it there.
Let's see. Yeah.
Sweet. He will get down there. So he can cast a spell and jump down a little bit. Um,
You're breaking up some, Manny.
oh, really? Is that any better?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, cool. This building's like 3 stories. How far off the ground?
From where you currently are, let's see. 30 feet up, 35 we'll call it. From where you're standing.
Okay, nice. Alright. Now, because he came down, is the wall of thorns, is it obstructing anybody?
Let's see. It would be 20 feet up. No, because they're all kind of in the middle of it. so they wouldn't have any
Okay,
protection
cool,
from
cool.
where you are.
See him. That's good. All right. Well, he liked what Harry did. Do this same thing. He's going to twin the Blight spell. But
Oh.
he's going to target the Wall of Thorns
Oh,
and River One.
that's interesting.
So, a magical plant. The saving throw is made at disadvantage. If it's considered a non-magical plant, then it just withers and dies.
That's interesting. Hmm. Let's see. Do-do-do. I don't think the Wall of Thorns in and of itself is magical. I think it's just a Wall of Thorns that was magically created.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's just gone. So the
Perfect.
Wall of
And
Thorns
then
is gone, and who
for
else?
Number one,
Okay.
for one, on save 19.
Okay. Ooh, that's not going to do it.
All right. Then. And for the. Oh, okay. You said it was non-magical anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yes,
so
that's gone.
for Druid number 1, 41 points.
Oof.
And then if he can, he's just gonna kind of duck down behind one of the. This, the
He
peak
can
of the
duck
roof
back
there.
behind the chimney here. Druid number 1 is
Perfect.
out the paint. With that
Fuck.
second blight spell, they're gone. This will bring us to Harry 1.
All right. So Harry 1 has another idea. Might be a little crazy. Look into it. All right. So, as he looks at this giant crystal thing,
Mhm.
and it is clearly powering up to be the anti-magic. I'm planning. There's probably a lot of math involved. Like this thing is in like the right spot.
Yeah.
So, idea is he's going to cast disintegrate on the ground underneath of it. He's
Interesting.
assuming he probably can't destroy it, but if he can get it to fall into a hole, I think it could be a space of like 50 feet.
How
We're
much?
hoping that it hopefully being like upside down and
So essentially, you're hitting the ground underneath of it to try to make a hole it could fall in, more or less.
yes, exactly. Automatically disintegrates a large or smaller object. Target. If the target is huge or larger, I guess. Spell disintegrates a 10-foot cube.
Okay, that's cool.
So we're hopefully going to screw up the math and possibly get it to lay down or fall crooked.
Okay, so you pull a 10-foot chunk out the ground.
And he would have had to use all of his movement and hasted movement to get in range for this because it's only 60 feet, and he was hanging out that 120 range.
Oh, wait.
Dude,
You
it's
got
not
your
gonna
Harrys mixed up. The other Harry was around the corner.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was just around the corner.
Yeah, Harry
That's
1 is
right,
just
okay.
around the corner. He just needs to get line of sight, so that's just moving 5 feet.
Oh. Well, then in that case, he's going to retreat up to the roof and hide behind the roof, or hide behind a chimney like the other areas.
Okay. So your closest chimney would be back a bit. Back here.
Okay.
You have the flying speed for it without issue.
All right, cool. That should be fine. All right.
Okay. The crystal has been knocked
Yeah, I
on
think
at
that's
an angle in this 10-foot deep hole now. That does bring us to the crystal's turn. There's another 20-foot pulse as the Planetar once again falls to the ground out of its flight. And this time... Mhm.
Harry 1 will shout. Are you strong enough to pick that up?
The Planetar looks back and kind of flexes a muscle. Don't ask stupid questions.
When my wife consider moving it.
Move it to where?
She looks around. There's is everything up here flat, or is there any point that like kind of goes uphill or downhill, or the disc way off here?
On this disc, it would be flat. This is the the richer upper crust.
Okay. Then he's going to point in the opposite way that Thomas went. I don't know.
Okay.
That way.
And they'll look and kind of just nod. You notice this time, though, with the magical pulse, it does not retract all the way. You can see there's a visible pulse around it, around 10-foot radius now. Brings us to Druid 1, who is unalived. Brings us to Thomas, who will disengage a third time and yell, I can't run from these things all day!
Harry will holler. So make a loop and bring them back.
Loop it is! Let me change his trajectory then. He would have done this.
He'll turn to the other Harry. We've got about 20 seconds to finish this up.
Other Harry will look back and say, plenty of time. The Octakongs will continue their chase. It's just going to jump down off the roof.
Oh, Jesus.
And it'll take some attacks on Thomas this time. and is able to close the gap. First one's going to miss. Second one will hit. That's going to be 13 points of damage. The next Octocon is going to stay on the rooftops, trying to cut Thomas off.
Oh, okay.
This brings us to Ambira. Ambira will yell out, "Octocons, back to me!"
Oh shit.
And she will. Let's see. Oh wait, the Planetar was blind. Let me. He probably still murders the guy there, but let's double check. Druid 1 may be alive. Attack this. Second attack this. No, the Druid's still alive. Only one of the hits hit.
Alright, so it's still one druid and Ambira.
Well, not two druids still. It was down to one, but that one wouldn't have died. So still two druids and Ambira.
Oh, okay.
That druid's looking beat to hell, but still alive.
Gotcha.
So on that druid's turn, it's going to. It will step out of the field. And it is going to cast Cure Wounds on itself. Okay. What was that? 14. That'll be its turn. Okay, so now we get to Ambira's turn. The druid can now see again, because it's top of her turn. She'll yell that out to the Octocons, and she is going to. Both of the Harrys have cover right now. So that being the case, she is going to have to... let's see. She is going to run this way and try to get some cover, and then she'll hold her action. Well, actually, she'll stay where she is and hold her action there. That makes more sense for her. Druid 2, who is in the field, this druid is going to run out of the field. I'm just going to go this way. And is going to cast Ice Storm. Up at this Harry. which I think is Harry 1. So I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw. Gotta beat a 14. You're muted, Manny.
Oh, bad. 19.
Oh, cool. So it's only gonna be half damage.
Awesome.
Let's see, what was this? 2d10, 6.
Ooh. And lucky them, I never rolled his hit dice during his short rest.
14 points of damage.
14 to Harry.
Okay, and that is now difficult terrain.
Okay.
Let's see how big this thing was.
And Ice Storm is the one that is instantaneous, right? There's, like,
Yeah,
it's-
so only the damage the one
ground, nothing
time.
above me.
It's 40 feet up, but it's just that moment
Oh, okay.
of crazy storm, then dissipates. It just
Gotcha.
leaves the entire roof just covered in ice now. This will bring us to the Planetar. The Planetar is going to try to pick this thing up. Just loaded with dice here. So 9 on the dice.
Oh, God.
That's a 16. A 16 is not enough to pick this thing up. As the Planetar goes in a little cocky, kind of reaches down with the one free hand. It's like, reaches down with the other one, kind of reaches around it, trying to lift it up. It's slowly lifting it, but it's not going to be able to move it anywhere this turn.
Yeah.
But it does have it in its hands, in its grasp.
Okay.
Okay, so this brings us to. Oh, this was Harry 2 that was being attacked. So I'm sorry, that knocked it off of Harry 2's
Okay.
page.
Gotcha.
Them
All
both
right.
being behind chimneys made that confusing.
Nice. Alright, so Harry 2 is up.
Mhm.
Alright. Well then.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that.
So he will fly up off the roof enough so it's not it isn't blowing him down.
Okay.
He'll go over to the edge enough to get a little line of sight on the first person that he can see. Which I think might be one of the druids at this point.
Let's see. 10. If he goes 10, they kind of all pop in at the same time.
Oh, okay.
As he does that, Amber's going to lit off her wildfire shot she was holding.
What was she holding?
She was holding wildfire.
Ah,
Hey, let's see if they even hit. The first one,
this is AC.
14 for the, 16 for the first one.
Oops, where's his AC? He is a mage. Oh, it says his armor class is 11.
It should be higher than that, but I don't think it's a 16.
Let me make sure everything's equipped. Oh, he's supposed to be using the mage armor.
Only 2 of those are going to hit.
Okay. Let's make it 1. The other one is gonna use shield.
Okay. So let's do damage on this. Okay, Harry is going to take, well, Harry 2 takes 29 points of damage and is blind.
Oof. Oh shit! There's no no save for that.
No, get hit by it, you're blind.
Yeah. All right. He's taking 41 damage and he's blind. All right. Then back. See if he has anything that can undo this. I think he does. No? Okay, so he can't see shit. Alright, well. He knows he's still flying and he knows about where he is. He's just going to kind of back up and out the remainder of his movement, about 50 feet. And then he is going to, since he's in 100 feet, but still be within like 120 feet. Actually, what am I thinking? He is a spell sniper, isn't he?
Harry? Probably. Let's see.
Feats. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so
Mhm.
his scorching ray can hit. Yeah.
Does he have to see for Scorching Ray? Or we jump into Harry 1?
He does have to see. So he is going to hold Scorching Ray at the 3rd level for the first enemy that he sees.
Okay. So you going back 50 feet and holding Scorching Ray? Or you staying where he was and holding it?
No, he'll go back and up, like diagonally, about 50 feet,
Okay.
and then just stay there and hold Scorching Ray.
Okay.
And the first person that he sees is getting all 4 rays.
Okay. Cool. This will bring us to Harry 1. He's just seen Harry 2 take quite the beating.
All right. And can he see her where he's at?
From behind the chimney, no. You can't see anything.
Okay. And he just comes straight up about 20 feet. He's down there. Yeah, like right there. Just high enough to kind of peek out.
That gives him... he'd have to go up 5 feet to see Ambera, but he can see one of the druids.
Is it the one that looks kind of fucked up?
Yeah, yes it is.
Alright, cool. Then he's just gonna go for that one. And this, if he can. It's ranged. Yeah. He too is going to use a Scorching Ray. He's going to throw his at the 4th level.
Okay.
That spot. So this will give him 5 rays. First one is a 30 for
T-
2 whole points of fire damage.
Okay. Jeez.
Ray 2 is a 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Okay. That is 4 points of fire. Ray 3 is a 27 for 6 points of fire.
Okay.
Ray 4 is 27 for 6 more points of fire. And if it's still alive, Ray 5,
It's still alive.
25 for 7 points of fire.
And that'll do it. As that Jew just goes down in the smoking lump.
Right. He's gonna stay there this time,
Okay.
and the range. Because he does have the other action for haste that he can attack with. So he's gonna hold the hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be at disadvantage because it's over 30 feet, but he's gonna hold that for if either the other druid or Nimbira stick their head out.
Okay, cool. This brings us to the 3rd round of the crystal. Let me get my magic pulse dice. Oh, that one's larger than I've been rolling. Okay, this time is a much bigger pulse. This one pulses out to 100 feet. With that, both Harrys fall out the sky as their fly is dispelled momentarily.
Fun. Is it shrinking back or is it staying at this 100 foot?
It's going to shrink back in, but as it comes across, it cuts off
Okay.
the fly. So Harry Clone drops 20 feet. Harry Prime, he's not that high. Oh, he's also drops 20 feet.
Okay.
So Harry Prime takes 6. Harry Clone takes 9 points of falling damage.
Okay.
And the magic pulse pulls back into 30 feet this time. And as it recedes, both of you levitate again just a little bit off the ground as your fly comes back
Okay.
into existence. Okay. This brings us to Druid 1. Druid 2 is the one you killed.
Okay.
Druid 1 now in this extended anti-magic field is going to have to move. Well, they should move, but they are a zealot. They'll run over and try to stop the Planetar from lifting the crystal.
Okay.
So they're gonna run and make a contested strength, which I can't imagine working, but you know, natural ones exist. The druid gets a 16. That's not bad. The Planetar gets 8 on the dice. I'm certain this isn't going to be an issue. Oh wait. Only a 15 for the Planetar. As this
Oh my God.
druid runs up with mighty indignation. Leave it! Slapping the Planetar's across the wrist as it drops the crystal back down. I can't believe that worked. Okay, back to Thomas and the loop. He's going to risk the attack of opportunity to get out, to keep full speed here. He will get hit. All right. He'll kind of skid as he sees the pulsing. And he would have gotten hit with that 100-foot pulse. He says, Harry, I can't go near that. And so kind of Looney Tunes skid and turn around and just bang a right.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense.
But
Highly
he'll,
magical being.
Yeah, he'll pull out his crossbow and take 2 shots at the Octocon. First one is going to. We don't have a high AC. Hold on, let me double check. 2 sevens. No, both of those shots will miss. He's going to take out his sword and get in a ready position. Now he's going to use action surge to hold a volley of attacks.
Nice.
The Octokongs have been summoned back. Oops. 15. They don't have to like octopus his way up the walls a bit.
Nice.
And they're going to be kind of walking vertically across it. And we'll use movement and action to drop in next to the Planetar.
Ariel just shout out, "Get that crystal out of that archway!"
Brother.
Planetar yell back, I'm trying! There's an overly strong druid here!
Can't even help you with him now.
Shit.
This will bring us to Anbira, who is in the anti-magic field. What's up?
I know technically the Harry holding Scorching Ray gets his eyesight back. He would be smart enough to know that his Scorching Ray is not going to go through the anti-magic field, right?
Yes. He's fully aware it would just die on entry.
Um, so the spell slot is already cast. So if possible, yes, he would hold it in case she stepped out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. Harry's definitely strong enough and high enough level to be able to wiggle that around. Let's see. This is interesting. And Beera is going to... Well, actually, and Beera is going to get a skeleton smile as her face is pretty grave and gaunt at this point. As she'll run up to the hole that's now on the ground with all the dirt and stone, jump down, kind of dig her feet into the dirt as she lifts her hands and is going to be able to fire 3 wildfires. As she is able to still connect with her magic in this anti-magic field. And I think one of the Harrys can definitely see this happening.
So it's anti-arcane magic.
Dresden 2 can see as she has turned her back on him. There's a very, very large crystal in the back of her neck that's pulsing. And as she put her feet into the dirt, it kind of glowed and pulsed a bit brighter. But you also have noticed too, the other druids, or the other living druid, did not seem to think their magic would work in this, and went strength to a strength-based attack. But these will be a disadvantage for these wildfires because she's within 5 feet of the druid she's attacking, or of the planetar. 5 or no, 5's going to miss. Or 5 on the dice, that's going to end up missing. 13 or... Oh, okay, 13 will hit. That's 1 that's going to hit. 13 or... 5's going to hit, miss. So only 1 hits.
Now, the Planetar has wings, right? So its flying shouldn't be based on magic, right? He should still be able to fly up.
This makes sense. Correct, it is wing-based. So we'll say its
We can
dropping
actually
was
pick
just
this
being...
thing up, hopefully.
Yeah, so it can use the wings to get out of here. The times it came to the
If you can
ground,
actually
it was...
pick it up.
Yeah, the issue the Planetar's going to be running into is that it's a summoned creature, and this anti-magic is messing with its existing here. So far, it's staying as solid. This does seem to be getting a little bit of a boost here. Let's do 66. 25 points of damage for the Planetar. 30 plus 5. Okay. 30 points of damage. And is once again blinded, but it knows where the crystal is, not overly in too much danger from that. And Ambir is going to stay where she is. That Drew is dead. Okay, back to the Planetar. Now this will be contested because the Druid and Ambir are here. It is stronger than both of them.
Supposedly.
Yeah, you know, in the perfect world. We'll roll Ambira's strength check first. She only got 12. We'll do the Super Druid. Okay, they only got a 6. This should be cake.
Come on, you holy bastard.
Okay,
Okay.
not a problem. is able to grab this and snatch it. It has a nonsense amount of movement. It can fly 120.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it's fucking insane fly speed.
Oh,
It can only walk it can walk 40 feet and fly 120.
that's wild.
And it can hover,
Take
so
off
it can
down the
keep,
street.
You did give it the go down the street, so it will take off. It's gonna take attack opportunities from everyone on the board.
Right? But it's going to take the anti-magic away and free up our targets.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that this thing had to be in the right place for it to go off correctly anyway. Find out, I guess.
Roll these volley of attacks really quick.
Oh yeah.
First one
Oh,
is gonna miss.
okay.
Oh, which way did Thomas turn? That might have been bad. I'll find Thomas in a second. I don't know where he is on the board. Second attack, it's gonna miss. Octocon 1. 9. Octocon 1 is gonna miss. Octocon
Alright.
2 is gonna miss. Man, lucky celestial being. And no Thomas in the radius, so that's lucky too.
Okay, thank God.
Dresden Copy is up. Loses the
Dresden
spell
Copy.
as it was not used, but well, he can pepper the Octocon if he wants, as the anti-magic went away.
Oh yeah, after the
Okay, so he can get that off before his
third
turn.
level, so he gets 4 blasts. First blast. Natural 1 for a 12.
Okay, that'll miss.
Second blast. Another natural. He just rolled 2 nat 1s in a row. Alright.
Running out of magic.
What the heck? Third blast is a natural 20.
Okay, the third blast will hit.
For 10 points of fire damage. And it was at 3rd level, so he gets 1 more blast.
For how many points you say?
10 points of fire damage.
Okay,
And a 20 to hit on the 4th
that'll hit.
for 12 points. Which is higher than the crit. That's awesome.
All right, so now it brings it to his turn.
Okay, perfect. Now he's going to scale up a little bit. Okay. Those things are getting a little tight. That pulse is getting pretty wild. So he's going to fly over to the edge of the roof so he can see the 2 druids.
Okay, got him in sight. One, two.
Actually, you know what? Might be able to affect all of them. What is the radius? Okay, he is going. It's the 50-foot radius, 100-foot high cylinder. So hopefully that entire middle area. He's going to cast reverse gravity on that whole area.
Ooh, reverse gravity.
So that is the dex saving throw from everyone in there.
Okay, we'll start with the regular druid first. 8 on the dice is probably not going to crack the DC of this.
Yeah, 19.
Yes or no? So regular druid, what's it? 100 feet up they go.
Yep.
Gonna have a bad time that next pulse. Okay. Next, Anbira. Okay, she'll get advantage with this because she's got 30 feet.
Oh, no.
I think she's fine. She got a 20.
Okay, yeah, she's good.
Okay, Octocong 1. Nope. And Octocong 2. 19.
19 is it?
Is it? We're doing the meet it, beat it.
Gotcha.
So one has been pulled 100 feet in the air. The other one's able to kind of get its suction pods down and keep itself on the ground.
Okay. Now, it states that if they get all the way to the top, they remain there oscillating slightly.
Yes.
Is that going to inhibit their ability to dodge attacks?
I would say they have disadvantage on any. So any attacks against them will give them advantage. Any saving throws will be disadvantage.
Okay.
Because they're not quite incapacitated, but they have no actual movement or ability to move.
All right. Well, then in that case, for his hasted action, he will take a hand crossbow shot at the druid in the air.
Okay.
Advantage. 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
5 points of, I guess that would be piercing.
Okay. All right.
And he'll hide back behind. No, you know what? He's not. He's gonna. Where did the crystal went? He's gonna fly
Crystal's
back.
to your left. Okay.
Yes, he's gonna fly back a full 80 feet away from the crystal.
Okay, so that'll be this way.
I guess for him it would be flying forwards. Yeah.
All right, that's 80 feet away from the crystal.
Okay.
All right, pushing the levers on my map here. You guys went the wrong way. There was stuff the
Right.
other way. That's all right. They just turned everybody.
Right, that I guess would be it. That'd be it for Harry too.
All right, Harry 1.
1. All right.
Okay,
Guess
reverse
I'm gonna
magic.
take
Reverse
advantage
gravity
of this thing. Just kind of stuck there. So. So that would mean they would have disadvantage on a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
All right. Harry is going to spend 8 more of his sorcery point. He only has 5 left. He is going to twin. Wait, actually, I don't think he gets to spend 8. Disintegrate is only a 6th level spell, so he's got to spend 6. So he has 7 left. Alright, so I'm gonna disintegrate at the Octocong and the Druid that are floating.
Woo-wee. Okay, dex saves for their lives. At disadvantage. We'll do the druid first.
Help me out.
Okay. Oof. 2 on the dice is not
I
going
like
to hit
that.
Harry's threshold. Octocon. 8 on the dice is probably not going to hit the threat. 2. Yeah, they both fail their deck saves for Disintegrate.
All right, so that is 75 points of damage.
So the druid just, as they are disintegrated inside out, about a cadaver style.
Jesus.
The Octocon,
It's
how many
force
points of damage?
if it matters.
Force
Uh,
damage. Is it just
75.
75. The Octocon is still up, as like a chunk of it is just burnt off, and like a hole's been, kind of like how All Might looks when he dropped the form. There's a big chunk
Nice.
in radius damage as it yells in
So
pain.
then. Alright, then he's going to take a hand crossbow shot too.
Okay.
You know, why
Go ahead
not?
and shoot it with advantage.
So it's 17 or 17. Okay, yeah.
17 will not hit.
Oh, no, no, okay. Where's that? That's right, I forgot they were Octocons. You guys are beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, then for his movement, he is going to fly his 80 feet in the opposite direction of the crystal.
Okay. All right, that's 80. This will
Hope for
bring
the best.
us
Crystal's
to
next.
the crystal. Yeah. This is the 4th pulse. Okay.
Hoping that it's enough to hit the spell, but not the caster. So they'll fall, and then the spell will come back up and go back up.
Well, we get a 30-foot pulse this time, which only brings it out to 60,
Ah.
which is enough to clip and cut the reverse gravity.
Fuck yeah.
All you gotta do is touch it. So the dead body's gone. Octocon, bam, 100 feet down, and right back up. So that's d6, 10d6 force damage. $40 points of force damage.
Like,
Bloodied, but still up,
oof.
as it's ripped back up to the sky. And the crystal. Was that 30? The crystal's going to stay at 60.
Is Thomas okay?
Yes, Thomas luckily ran the other way.
Okay. Okay, good.
Actually, Thomas got caught in the reverse gravity, but he made it safe. He's extremely dexterous. Brings us to Disintegrated Druid, so no, it doesn't. This will bring us to Thomas. Thomas will make his way out of the reverse gravity. And will take...
How does that work with moving in that?
Difficult terrain. So essentially, if you made your save and there's stuff on the
Okay.
ground enough to justify it, you're pulling across the stuff.
I got you. You're crawling. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So Thomas will get out of that. That will take movement and action. He will use... he has multiple... now I'm losing the word. It's a fighter ability. He can get his full turn back multiple times. I forgot what it's called now. But he will-
action surge?
Action surge. Yes, he has multiple action surges. for his build.
Nice.
So he will take a few crossbow shots. He can take 3 crossbow attacks against the Octocon. They will be at advantage. Okay, first one will hit. So let's see if we get that 20. No. Second one. Second one will miss. Third one hits. So 2 crossbow bolts will hit the Octocon. That's for 12 and 9. 21 points of damage to our Octocon friend, as now has 2 crossbow bolts sticking out of it. Okay, the Octocon is still on the ground. It is at half movement. It's only able to get 30 feet, but it is chasing down the Celestial. In the air Octocon, let's see. He is going to huck one of its swords.
Jesus.
What is that distance? 150 or 140, Chuck. I don't know if he can do that.
Holy.
He caught. This is what he caught Jerry with when they ran up against them.
Yeah.
He chucked that thing across half the map. He can take it at disadvantage.
Oh, considering Harry's armor class is only 11. Good chance.
All right, let's see what we get here. The first one is a 15. Let's see, that was the high. A 15.
Shield.
Shield? Okay. Shield, so it'll bounce off, and Octocon upset will grab the other one and chuck the other one.
This is
So
Harry 1, right?
This is... I think it's Harry... Let me double check. Come on, let me... Alright. This is... Yes, Harry 1.
Yeah, Harry 2. Okay, Harry 1. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
First
So...
spell slot.
So the second attack, 18. Does that with shield does it hit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's going to hit.
So the first one bounces off the shield. The second one crashes through it. Give me a strength saving throw.
Oh, goodness. Let's see. 9.
Okay, so it's only 8 points of damage, but Harry is flung 15 feet.
Holy shit.
Luckily, he's flying and doesn't have too dramatic of an effect on him. And he didn't hit any of the buildings. But definitely got clobbered by that greatsword coming across. Did I tell you the damage?
You said 8, right?
Yes. 8 points of damage from the greatsword. And the Octocon kind of yells as
Not
it's just
bad for
like
the
doing this in the air. Well, it was kind of chucked, and the greatsword is only 2d6 by itself, anyways.
Oh, sure. Crazy.
Okay. Stuck in the air, having hit the wrong Dresden as I was trying to break this stupid spell. This will bring us to Anbira. The anti-magic is gone, but she's still in reverse gravity. she is going to. Okay, let's see. Oh, I gotta get this. Playing with what's the most important thing here is getting the thing back in place. So Ambira is going to where is this? She will change shape as she disappears into the dirt and comes back up as an earth elemental.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make a token
Does the
bigger.
Earth Elemental have to remake the save?
Well,
Or does
as
it
it,
just carry over?
I'm gonna say, she's gonna come up and immediately burrow. So I'm gonna say it will carry over,
Oh, okay.
just because not even getting out the dirt entirely
Gotcha.
as she goes underground.
But yeah, they got a pretty high burrow speed, don't they?
It's only 30. So this turn she won't be able to catch
Surprised.
up. I'm surprised too. Actually, I thought it'd be a little higher. But for this turn, that's as far as we're going. Druid 2, I think, is dead. Yeah.
Just a quick. Did she happen to pass underneath of the other Octokong?
Yes.
If she did, would Harry too have seen it?
I don't think Harry would see it because she's going far enough under that she's not disturbing the stones she's passing under anymore.
Oh, that's right. That's right. She went into the ground anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. You trying to get two birds with one stone?
Just gonna try and squash her like Dench.
That's great. This brings us to the Celestial. I guess he's still running with the stone.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll go the full 120. I'm going to have him turn right just because my map has constraints.
Would he
Actually,
then dash?
oh, I guess he
Just
could dash.
fuck out of
Oh,
dodge?
diabolical. Yeah, we're going to get him out of dodge.
I just had this like this hilarious thought. The arcane stuff is pretty common. There's probably like people like regular people who have arcane stuff like in their houses. Maybe they use magic to hang stuff on the walls and shit, and it is all just coming undone as this guy runs this thing down. The
especially
street.
because this is our upper class district. There's a ton of magical shit that's just, just like,
and then just pops back. Damage is done.
yeah. You guys are ruining lives, ruining neighborhoods, destroying infrastructure.
They're rich. They can just buy new stuff.
If they don't get flooded out. But yeah, they can just buy new stuff. Yeah, he is going to book it. Dude, go away. Okay, where is he?
It's pretty sweet that you can copy and paste entire segments like that.
Oh, isn't that awesome? I can do the whole map technically. But I don't want to zoom out that far.
What's even crazier is I have owned this program since day one. I've just never explored it.
Oh, it's pretty great, and they keep making it better and better. It works with Foundry. There's a Foundry tool for it. I'm not sure what you would use that for, but I guess the character sheets if you want to carry them over. So he's gonna go 240. Sheesh. I don't think they can catch him.
Unless she transforms into something that can also fly.
Oh, that's going to be her next move. I gotta see if she can even, if she even has anything that.
But
that
even
would matter
still,
with. Yeah, that one.
What the fuck else has 120 flies?
Most things don't hit 120. Like that's pretty fucking crazy. Man, he's.
I mean, I guess she hasted herself before she transformed.
Even then, man, like because even then that just closes the gap, and then another 240 next turn.
Yeah, he's also just
Okay, that's the end of him. Dresden 2.
Dresden 2. Okay.
Reverse gravity is still up.
Gonna get within. Gonna step out so he has full line of sight on Octocon there floating. How's he looking?
Floaty Octocon, pretty beat up. I would say bloodied, not at risk of falling over anytime soon, but pretty hurt.
Okay. He's got quite a few spell slots left. Fury 2. We're gonna go another Scorching Ray.
Okay.
This time, I'll rock this one at 5th level. So 5, 6 rays.
6. Holy shit.
Going at advantage here. 28 for
That'll hit.
8 points of fire. And 27 for 6 points of fire.
Okay.
Yep, that's gonna hit with 30. 9 points of fire.
Jeez.
Four,
All of these are hit. Has he missed?
10 points of fire. No. Number 5.
Looking
is
bad.
gonna be- oh shit. Okay. So 23, technically with advantage, for 4 points of fire. And since he's still up, the last
up.
ray is. Yep. 6, 4. 3 more points.
Still up.
Um,
Actively burning.
and-
Tentacles curling up.
Then hasted action, crossbow.
Oh, 6 with
Ow, 6.
advantage. Ouch.
No.
That's gonna miss.
Alright.
At least he can't hit everything.
Then, fucking aggravated, he is just going to break concentration.
So, 6 scorching rays, 1 crossbow shot. The Octocon.
Harry's just like, what the breaks concentration.
What was he at? 210 points of damage. 10d6. I don't think there's any way, even these are all ones. Oh, whoops. $39 as the Octocon falls to its death.
What?
The ground shaking with the impact. That's insane. what a batshit crazy way to take something down. Anything else from Dresden 2?
Well, he is going. There's only the one Octocon left. Ord. They can't really reach him. The crystal's on the move.
Mm-hmm.
So. He's gonna go after Ambira.
Okay. He last saw Ambira burrow into the ground.
Oh yeah.
Give me a survival check.
Well, I mean, I guess he's assuming she was going after the thing.
Oh, that's a really fair assumption. That's 20.
20
Yes, he's
on survival.
100% going that way. You can see some of the stones splintering.
Okay.
What's the move speed?
30.
Okay, so you can get right there as you begin entering in this high-speed chase. Harry won.
All right, everyone's pretty far out of it now. So Harry 1 is going to fly over by where Thomas is. He's going to go to the ground and as close to the corner of the square where everything happened is. And he is looking for any of the staves or any other druidic type equipment that might be involved here that he
Okay.
can disrupt if he finds.
So movement and action is only going to get you up to Thomas.
Okay, that's fine.
So it doesn't really get you in range to start investigating the area just yet.
Yeah, and then he'll just hold an Eldritch Blast in case anything, the other Octocon starts crawling around the corner.
Okay. We are on turn 5 for the crystal. As the anti-magic pulses again. Guys are luckily out of the radius, which is getting bigger and bigger. So this time it pulsed out to 180 feet.
Dang.
And it came back in to lock at 100. As it seems to be reaching a crescendo.
So
Dead.
I guess the goal here now is he keeps going. Hopefully, the time that it goes off at its full max, they're not under the lakes anymore.
He would have to go into one of the districts for that. Let's see, considering where you guys
Well, I guess if he
are.
Get that far.
It's going to go off in 5 more rounds.
Okay.
That's a lot of movement. So let me see where exactly.
40. Five rounds. It's 1,200 feet.
Not as far as it feels. You guys are on
About a quarter mile.
quarter mile. That's not bad. I mean, you 100% thrown off the alignment that they thought they needed to make this work correctly.
Okay. That's something.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think whose place could he get into right now. Give me
Well, we're on
Just-
the. If we're on the top level,
yes.
we didn't block off any of these districts up
No,
here.
we
Honestly,
didn't.
we didn't really pay any attention to them.
I mean, he could run it over to the Magic District. He might make it.
Just don't tell anyone which god he serves. They're all gonna be fucking pissed.
Little bit.
He runs a giant anti-magic fucking spear through a magic district.
Roll. Do this. Roll. Because as it currently stands, I don't think I have anything Amber can turn into that can catch this guy. Let me double check. I don't think she can catch him.
I imagine an eagle would be probably the fastest.
Well, look, actually, she has some.
Say even there.
Let's see. Let me check challenge rating. See what we can get. Like, cause she can go up to challenge rating 6, and even these things. Like if it was swimming, a lion has 60. Who do I have that can fly? Giant Raven's only 60. Yeah, no, she can't catch it. Even with the extra boosted stuff that she can do.
There is one thing that she could change into that could match this. The little guys you guys just ran into.
Oh, the Quicklings?
Quicklings. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a beast. That's a thing.
Oh, it's gotta be a beast.
Beast or an elemental. Even with the elementals, the ones that fly, I don't think she's hitting that. I've never really seen anything with 120. Let me see, what do I got for my air spirits?
From what I can find, the giant eagle is like to be the fastest, but it's only 80.
Yeah, I don't think anything even hits 100. Like that's what a great pull.
Yeah, 120 is fucking busted.
I've never seen it. Okay, so she has one. Let's see, where is she? She has Tree Stride, but Craghammer is not exactly forest.
Ah.
I don't know that. As I would have designed it, I'm not sure there's any trees within this chunk that would help her here. So this is what we're going to do. For all intent and purposes, this battle's been cleared. You have moved it off his spot. We're going to do some checks, and we're going to do some checks on the radius of this thing as it keeps growing over the next 5 rounds. So there are still some things in place here at the ritual site. So roll Arcana for me with advantage because there's 2 Dresdens.
Okay. Arcana. 24.
24. Okay. This was 100% set up as a ritual. The Arcane's Bane, very, very large chunk, was meant to be funneled straight up. And you believe actually looking at this straight up and straight down at the same time. You can. There is still residual anti-magic here that has not been released. Between you and Dresden 2, you guys can essentially disarm this.
Okay.
What I'm gonna need give me another Arcana check at advantage, as now that you guys have an understanding of what you're dealing with, you can disarm and dispel essentially any other effects that were going to come from this in a few rounds.
24 again.
Okay. Without issue, the two Harrys are able to take down and dismantle the rest of this ritual.
Nice.
As the anti-magic pulses continue, and the Planetar just keeps booking through the city, the upper crust of the city just booking through. Eventually, we got. So give me 1 second. Based on the rolls here, it gets to about 400 feet worth of anti-magic.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, he does run it out away from affecting you guys, but
Okay.
it gets to the point where it is,
like the district.
yeah, it is scraping the ceiling of the lakes. So as he's running it and it's pulsing out, there's these gouts of just woof, water falling and stopping with the pulses as he's booking it through. But across the 5 rounds, at the widest it gets is around 400 feet, which does scrape the ceiling before it shoots off the entire charge of anti-magic. With that pulse, he is just banished away from this plane.
Yeah.
He's not destroyed outright, but the magics tethering him, even though they were divine, are shattered with this pulse of anti-magic. The anti-magic crystal shatters, and just he's able to get it into the magic district proper. But at that radius, it does still very much cut a hole into the top
Okay.
lake. The bombs go off on the other top 2 levels, collapsing those lakes onto this large one. But the hole that was crafted becomes essentially a raging large waterfall instead of a typhoon of miles worth of lake crashing at one time.
Okay. All right.
With that,
Only like a small area gets completely leveled.
yeah, only one area gets the complete, immediate, full thrust.
Yeah.
There is still the water pouring through and slowly flooding, but the lifts have been closed. Marcone was able to get all the districts that can close to close. Except for the ones that you were hurting everyone away from. Marcone, even though it wasn't asked, got the lift sealed, so that the water is not going to run down into the other discs. So the entirety of these 3 levels of water are going to eventually flood out the Rich District. Roll a d20 for me.
One. On the 8.
And give me one last d20. Harry Dresden saved 76% of Kraghammer's population.
Okay.
That's great. 12 hours ago, they were all gonna die.
Solid C.
That's amazing.
Oof.
With that, and with that big of a pulse of anti-magic, it does break the connection and Bira had keeping her alive. And Bira is no more. The surviving Octocog is in the city somewhere.
Let the Ugai deal with that one.
Yeah. Harry is going to need to report to Temple very soon. How long does Harry 2 last?
It's 12 hours.
How do you even spell this spell? Okay, here we go. No, he lasts until it's 12-hour casting. It lasts until it's the spell.
wait.
It lasts forever.
He just is.
Until I think he runs out of spell slots or is dispelled.
Alright, well. Well, look at that. Maybe the Ugai can still have like half a Harry.
It's half a Harry. You know, he has a. So how many spell slots did you use for him?
That's fucking awesome.
So he can't learn anything new, cannot become more powerful, and he cannot regain spell slots.
He can be repaired.
Yes.
But we need to finish the laboratory first. Looks like.
Yeah, 100 gold per hit point. So how much? So keep track of how many hit points he lost, and how many spell
He
slots.
lost 50 hit points even, and I do have all his spell slots are tracked.
Awesome. So you guys have a Harry Dresden.
That's great.
Amazing, man. Honestly, this is a sweeping success.
Yeah, right? I want to adjust the spell slots on the character sheet match.
To
Harry
match what
2.
the new Harry is at.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow.
that went way better than I thought it was going to.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
I mean, it had a lot of ability for it to go really, really bad. Wow. I mean, relatively speaking, you know, not to rain on the parade, a lot of people just died.
Yeah.
And, you know, a majority of the magical devices in Kraghammer have just been bricked. Very much including the rotating sun. That thing is burnt out.
Oh shit.
So Kraghammer is thrown into
What
darkness.
was the population, Greg?
I settled on 132,000 people. Let's see.
You said we did what? 76%?
Yeah, so
24%,
31,000
no more.
a bit took the L. That could be a lot worse. That's not. Funny you say it's not that bad.
31,680 people drowned or got crushed or
Yeah.
or killed by demons.
Or killed by demons. Yeah. But you know
or
what?
got stampeded to death at the gate.
or any of the after effects across the next few days. But you know what? Most of them were the rich, the elite.
Right? We brought some kind of balance to Craghammer.
Yes, there's been a
really
bit of a
weird way.
culling of the elite here in Craghammer. Harry Dresden has saved the day in a very Harry Dresden way. That'd be very good for the books.
Nice.
As he must report to the temple of the goddess of knowledge for a 6-year stint, while Harry too is going to go back to the home between worlds to wait for the misfits. And misfits for
And
the
then
die.
anyone who watches these, then their characters will know everything because Harry too can fill them in.
Yeah, which is great. I wasn't sure if Harry 2 was going to end up back there. I thought he could. And here we are, and he does. Good job, Manny. Considering how bad that could
was
have
fun.
gone. That was a lot of fun. Level 20
That
nonsense.
was a great little one shot. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, Manny. You successfully saved most of Craghammer. Now we can get back to Logan murdering everyone potentially.